It is no secret that Fix TF2 is divisive, even internally, and the topics of debate tend to include who's running it, how it is being managed, and what the goals are. These topics tend to usually run pretty civilized in discussions. However, there is one topic that tends to result in passionate, heated debate, and all that has to do is with whether or not to make Fix TF2 a boycott. But before we get into it, let's forget about who has what opinion, and let's focus entirely on the debate at hand, and that is the validity of a boycott for Fix TF2, because many rally behind such an action while others get a little bit of cold feet. And personally, I believe that a boycott is entirely justified when it comes to Fix TF2, and I believe that those who don't see it as such might have their vision clouded by external factors that really go against what is truly right. Because at the end of the day, Valve's inaction on the bot problem is something wrong, and it has wronged all of us. Every single player who has supported TF2 in the past, and that Valve doesn't deserve any kind of mercy when it comes to this kind of protest. And let me explain. Now, first and foremost, I want to make it very clear. I am a TF2 fan. I love this game. I have over 4,000 hours on this game, and I've played it ever since 2013. And because of this sentimental value that Team Fortress 2 has on me, and the sentimental value that I have with Valve and all their games, with the amount of respect that I have for Valve, I can definitely understand why a lot of people are very hesitant to do anything as drastic as a boycott. In a way, we believe that we have a special relationship with Valve, that Valve has done so much good for us with their games and Steam. It's just been a wonderful time being a PC gamer when they're the ones dominating. And this feeling just makes such an action, like a boycott, feel like doing something wrong. As if we were betraying the countless years that we've had with Valve. Them giving us so many great games, so many great experience, so many great memories, and throwing that all away. I mean, we love Valve just so much. We love Team Fortress 2 so much. We love Left 4 Dead 2, Counter-Strike 2. However, be that as it may, we cannot let our feelings, our memories, our good times with Valve obscure what is the reality of the situation. Valve is a corporation, and while the law might consider that corporation a person, at the end of the day, it's just a thing. It doesn't have emotions, and as a real reality check for many of you out there, Valve doesn't care about you, because Valve is not a person. It's a conglomerate of a bunch of people who know how to make games. But most importantly, Valve is a company. It is a business. And as a business, has to follow the rules that we as a society have agreed upon on what a business can and cannot do. In the state that Team Fortress 2 is right now, it is highly offensive that Valve even considers pushing microtransactions at us when the game is nearly unplayable. But you might say, okay, but we have community servers. The game is playable. We can play it offline if we wanted to. We don't have to use Valve's official matchmaking. That's where all the bots are. Then what the hell are the microtransactions for? Team Fortress 2 is not a product, something that you buy once and then you have it. Ever since it went free to play, Team Fortress 2 is a service. It's an unconventional service, one that you don't have to pay for while you're using it. But the idea is that if you want to continue supporting a service, you pay for it. And in this case, we pay for it through microtransactions. And all those microtransactions are meant to go a little bit into profit, but for the majority of it, it's supposed to go into support for that service. It's supposed to go into maintenance. And maintenance, in the context of Team Fortress 2, is not just servers. It also includes a working anti-cheat, because without such an anti-cheat, then the game that we are supporting with our money is unplayable, and such the social contract of a live service game is void. But you might say, okay, well, Valve doesn't have to do anything. You willingly gave them your money in order to support the game. They already gave you the service, and you just paid for it. That's an agreement. And yeah, you are right. We did already pay for it. Technically, by buying microtransactions, we are implicitly saying that we are satisfied with the service that Valve has given to the Team Fortress 2 player base. And that if we are buying microtransactions when the game is entirely filled with bots, then that means that we are happy with the situation, even with the bots. But we all know that that is not true. We are not happy. We are not satisfied. And so I think you know what the solution here is. Valve is not giving a satisfactory service by not giving us a working anti-cheat against bots, by not giving us the bare minimum of support when it comes to Team Fortress 2. Support that is expected from any game that is asking for microtransactions. Then that means that Valve has wronged us. Us, the consumer, the customer. We do not agree to these terms. And so you know what we have to do. We have to boycott. We are not happy with the service that Valve is giving us. We are not satisfied, and thus we shouldn't be paying for it. And that is the reason why a TF2 boycott is more than justified. It doesn't matter that Valve is a huge corporation. It doesn't matter that Team Fortress 2 doesn't make as much money to Valve as Counter-Strike or even Dota. What matters is the fact that if you do pay for microtransactions, you are telling Valve pretty explicitly that you are satisfied with how Team Fortress 2 is right now. I no longer support Team Fortress 2 in that way because I am not satisfied. I work 40 hours a week, and I know that for every dollar that I spend on Team Fortress 2, I am pretty much giving Valve something that is equivalent to my time that I will never get back on a service that they are ignoring. And I don't know about you, but personally, every dollar that I spend frickin' hurts me. And because of that, I will no longer be supporting Team Fortress 2 financially. And I don't think any of us should, because Team Fortress 2 is not a working service, and Valve is continuing to ignore it. And because of that, they have broken the contract. And it is our obligation as customers to treat Valve as the business that they are and say no. Instead, give that money to somebody else who actually deserves it, especially those community server hosters who are working tirelessly developing ways to keep bots out of their servers. And so it truly doesn't matter if such a boycott doesn't do anything for the game, because supporting Valve after all the negligence is just wrong. It is wrong for Valve to keep pushing microtransactions on a game that they actively ignore, and it is wrong for us to support Valve in any way because of that breach of contract. Valve is a business, and it is time to treat them as such.